Hello boys and girls, it's Miss Brown here. Today I'm going to show you how to roll a slab for your clay slab picture frame that we'll be working on. And so here are some things that you'll need in order to be successful with this. If you take a look down here, this is super high-tech and fancy, you'll see that I have an orange mat which you will be sharing with a partner. So you'll be tag teaming it and working together. So you'll have 2 slabs of clay if there's 2 of you. I only have 1 for now. This orange mat is helpful because the clay will not stick to the orange mat. If I stick it down to a normal table, it stays on there and I can't peel it off very well. So this orange mat, since there's little holes in it, it's a fabric, the clay doesn't like to stick to it. So I can easily peel it off. I don't have to make this look nice. My goal is to roll it out so it's flat and even like in the pictures you saw of the examples. In order to do that, in order to make it an even thickness, I'm going to use these wooden sticks. When I put them on either side of the clay, they don't have to go right up against it, but wide enough apart. When I put them against the clay, like this, and then I roll my rolling pin, my rolling pin is not going to go all the way down to the orange mat. So if I'm rolling and I'm going to put my hands in the center, sometimes I don't like to use the handles. I like to push really, really hard down, start in the middle, and roll back and forth. Make sure your rolling pin is on top of the wooden sticks. If you're not using the wooden sticks, your clay might get too thin. If I roll it really thin here, it just breaks apart. So we need to make sure we have the wooden sticks there. So I have to make sure my rolling pin is centered, and I'm going to stand up and roll with my whole body weight coming down on the slab. Keep on rolling. If you press down your rolling pin and you see a little hill there, that means you need to keep on rolling. So I'm going to roll out the slab until it's nice and even. Again, you're sharing with a partner. You're sharing the rolling pin and the wooden sticks. So you can take turns, double team it if one of you gets tired, because it is hard work to roll it out. Now my slab looks like it is all one length. Now, might run into some problems. Look at that. If I lay my piece of paper on, this is my photo template for the frame. And if I notice, I have some parts that are missing. This little corner is not there. And this little corner is not there either because I rolled it too thin. Some options you have are you can take your knife or your cutting tool and cut sections off and add them where you need to. This works with the very, very soft clay. I'm going to smooth it back on where I need it to be. And I'm going to take this piece and kind of reform it, kind of like you're doing surgery. Let's see, I need more from the top. I'm going to add it to the corner. And if you do need more clay, if you just don't have enough clay, you can talk to me and I can give you some because I will have some extra. I don't need much water to smooth it out because my clay is so soft already. So there it is. Let's see, just a few more corners. So I'm going to take a little bit from here. And a little bit from here, so I have my corner. If you feel like you still are out of clay, you can roll the slab a little bit more without the dowels, and it will be a little bit thinner. It's still pretty thick for a picture frame, so you won't have to worry about it breaking if you have to roll a little bit more. Now you're ready to cut out your shapes. I will have my photo square or rectangle and my base piece. So I'm going to cut that along the line. I am not going to cut this out of the paper. You don't have to worry about that. We'll do that out of the clay. So I'm going to set this here, lay it down, and I'm going to carefully cut around it just like I'm cutting butter, cutting all the way through to the mat. And I'm just going to peel the clay away once I cut it. And this side. And this clay is still good. This soft clay, we want to keep this. So you will roll this up into a ball and give it to Miss Brown because she will save it for next time when we start adding decorations onto our clay slab. I'm going to get this base. All right, when I peel this off, I'll notice that I have my two pieces. My base piece, I don't want to stretch it too much, but I can just blend the sides and the edges and smooth them out. After that, I should keep this on here because what you can do is if you take a pencil actually works really well. Let's see, I don't have a pencil, but I'm just going to take the knife and I'm just going to press really gently along this edge. Or you can use a ruler. But if I just press on top of the paper, oops, I went through, but that's okay. You see now you have the outline of the opening that we will cut later. We want the clay to get a little bit firmer, a little bit more dry before we start cutting into it. See how floppy it is? This is called plastic clay. We want to let it dry so it's leather hard so that it holds its shape. What you are going to do then next is you can carve your initials with a pencil and just write them in if you want to. If I use the tip of my pencil, I can write Brown or just LB, my initials. If I want to do that, I can on both pieces. It's a little bit hard to read, but that is probably all we'll have time to do today. What you can do then is you can start, if you write your name on here, you can start designing what you want your photograph or your picture frame to look like. We will be carving into the picture frame. We'll also be sculpting little interesting details and scoring and slipping them on, and you'll find out what that is next week. So this is the start. We want to roll out the slab for the frame, and then we want a slab for the base so it will be able to stand up on its own. For cleanup, make sure you work with your partner. We'll return the rolling pins. You will keep your clay. You'll have to shift your clay with your partner because you will put your clay on one side and then your partner will put it on the other side, and you will carefully carry it, or I will carry it, back to the tray so we can stack them up again so that they'll be ready for next week. But you can work on just smoothing your edges and designing what you think you'll want to create on your picture frame. That's all.